Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Erica. This is Hitchcock Madrona, where we talk about makeup and jewelry and fashion and fragrances now. Okay, so I wanted to do a fragrance video because I love fragrance, but I like weird fragrances. I like unique fragrances. I like fragrances that probably, well, I don't hear people talking about them. So I was like, let's just talk about 5 of my fragrances and see how this goes. So, disclaimer, what I don't like in fragrances, I don't like generic smelling. Like, you know when you walk into Nordstrom or a department store, I love that smell for a department store, for a shopping environment. But it's like that generic perfumey cosmetics department smell. Look at that. That's hilarious. And I feel like some of the bigger fragrance brands make fragrances that appeal to everyone, so it kind of appeals to no one. It just smells like good, like flowers and vanilla or something. So these fragrances may not be to your liking. In fact, I have a funny story about one of them. But if you like what I like, you'll love them and you should go buy them. Okay? Okay, let's start with this one. Have you guys heard of this brand? Mullah Nard. This I found on Nantucket, where we went on vacation last June with all my in-laws. There's 5 fragrances, I think, don't quote me. It was in a little boutique on, you know, the cash wrap on a little tray. There's like 5 or 6 fragrances. I loved the packaging. I think this looks, the gold and the black, so expensive, very Tom Ford-esque. Speaking of Tom Ford, I pulled smaller fragrances. I pulled more unknown type things. I do love some Tom Ford. I do love, you know, like a Trish McEvoy, some more mainstream type things. So maybe I'll talk about those later. Anyway, there's like 6 of these, and I always like vanilla. Oh my gosh. This, I'm gonna probably do that 100 times in this video. This smells like a gourmand. It has patchouli in it, and what's so weird, you guys, is I do not like the smell of straight patchouli. Really, who does? I mean, no offense, but it's such a polarizing scent. You love it or you hate it, and it's just a little off-putting to me, straight up patchouli. But when it's combined with things, I love it. So it was at a boutique, back to the story, it was at a little boutique. There's like 5 or 6 of them. I picked this up, I sprayed it on me. I loved it, my husband loved it, and I went back the next day and I'm like, oh, if this fragrance is under 200, I'll buy it. I love it that much. 85, 95 maybe. I thought that was a great deal. So what does it smell like? It smells like a gourmand, so it smells like vanilla, it smells like pudding, it smells like baking, warm. When I wear, this is the one my husband likes the most. My husband, every time I wear this, he's like, you smell so good, what are you wearing? I even thought he could wear this, but he hasn't. Maybe a little sandalwood. I don't get the patchouli in this. I think it just melds with the other notes and just becomes an ingredient in there. Custardy, almost like brown sugar baking. It smells pretty sweet, and I don't like sweet fragrances, but this I think men would like. Men, in my opinion, like food fragrances like vanillas and cinnamons, and I remember reading in a dumb little, you know, magazine when I was young that they measured men's arousal on fragrances, and pumpkin pie was the most arousing to men. I just feel like it's like mom baking, not with arousal, but you guys know what I mean. Oh my gosh, how'd I get here? Just like comforting fragrances men like. So this is a good one. Mullah Nard. Check out this brand. I liked the other ones. I wish I could find this where I live because I liked the other scents in the line. Okay, this, I can't say this is my number one because I love all of these, but this is a close number one. Fresh Cannabis Senthol. Dustin loves this. When I would, this is one of my favorites that, or one of his favorites of mine. When I wear it at work, he loves it. Okay. You don't really get a cannabis scent. Again, that's underlying underneath. Santal is one of my favorite notes of all time. In fact, it might be my favorite of all time. It is like sandalwood, but sexier. Oh my gosh, you guys, what does this smell like? It's deep, but it has a lightness to it. Is there lipstick in my teeth? No. It's deep because it has those rich ingredients like santal and cannabis, but it has a freshness to it that all of Fresh's fragrances have. This is super unique. Very hard to pin down what's in here. It has a crispness to it, like right away you get like a green apple. Like right away green apple, and then it dries down to like a sexier santal. So that is Fresh. Smell this when you're in Sephora. I want you to smell this and spray it on yourself and wear it around a while and see what you think because it's awesome. Okay, Karma by Lush. Have you guys smelled this? I'm sure you guys have smelled this. This is, I think, Lush's #1 fragrance. It is unique. It almost smells like an essential oil. You get patchouli out of this. Patchouli and orange blossom, I think, is the main ingredients in here. Okay, the story about this, I had an older woman in the store, 2 older women, and one was kind of grumpy. Like she couldn't get an earring in, so I was like, oh, the earring is hooked, so go in this way. And she just looked at me and goes, I know. So just like kind of in a grumpy mood. And I had sprayed this right before they walked in on myself. And when she came over to my section of the store, she was like, oh, what is that smell? And I was like, I didn't say anything, but I knew I had just sprayed this. Later on in the day, one of my amazing clients and friends that I've helped for 10 years came in, gave me a hug, and goes, oh, you smell so good. And I was like, that's funny because someone just told me I was stinky. This, I think, is the most polarizing of all of the 5 fragrances I'm going to show you. I love it. I love this so much. I love this in an addictive kind of way. Like I just want to be in a corner and sniff this all day. It has a little hippie bend to it. I don't like those kind of scents normally. I think all Lush's products have like an earthiness, like an herbal thing. And the orange blossom is just a sweetness that I love orange blossom, first of all, because it's like a floral, but it's fruity too. I don't like fruity scents, but the orange blossom is the fruity that I will do. So Karma, I love the Karma body cream too, but I put that on at night. I put body lotion on at night, so I feel like it kind of is wasted on, just going to sleep, but it is nice and rich. Check out Karma if you like earthy, essential oily type fragrances. You'll like this, I think, because I don't even like those kind of fragrances. Might be my #1, tied with the Tom Ford that I'm debating whether to tell you about. I will, because that's annoying. Tom Ford's Santinol Blush is probably my #1 fragrance ever. But I felt like I don't want to talk about any brands. This is tied with them with that, if not #1. Atelier Cologne. This brand is small, but I'm seeing it in places. They have it at Sephora now. We have an appointment in New York with one of our artists that's right across the street from this place, Eddie Borgo, in fact. So Dustin and I had lunch. We're waiting for our appointment. They had testers outside. So we walked by, I squirt, went to my appointment. And in the appointment, everyone was like, what smells so good? What is that? And I'm like, I know, I just sprayed, right outside. And we left the appointment. I went there, bought it. This is expensive. A big bottle, which is like even bigger than this, is $200, $195, something like that. And then they always give you a free one. What's the fragrance? Minstrel Patchouli. Again, another patchouli scent. Weird. Oh my gosh, this smells so different. This smells woodsy for a patchouli. Cedar and pine and something else feminine. The patchouli you don't smell this and say patchouli. None of mine, but I'm gonna wear this actually today because I'm only getting alcohol when I spray that. So anyway, I bought the big bottle. They give you this for free. It has a little leather pouch with your name embossed. This has a citrus element. I'm almost getting lemony with it. It is a deeper fragrance, but it has, like the fresh one, has a fresh edge to it. A musk in there. Almost #1. Obsessed with this. I don't know if they have this at Sephora. I think this line is huge and I love it all. 10 fragrances in this line at least. And I think Sephora carries 3 or 4, but recommend. I didn't love the ones I smelled at Sephora. They were okay, but Minstrel Patchouli by Atelier Cologne is the bomb. It's just so complex and unique. There's a freshness, but it's so deep and sexy. Okay, speaking of sexy, Cartier Brassé Voile. Am I pronouncing that right? This I learned about from Rachel of Makeup Never Sleeps, I believe, way back in the day. Bourbon, vanilla, boozy, sexy, light, sexy, sexy, sexy. This is refined, sophisticated, little powdery, under the radar. It's hard to overdo this because this just kind of smells like a warm human body. It just smells like a baby, how good babies smell. This is just like Gatsby 1920, Elizabeth Taylor and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, silk slip, bed sheets. Man, how do you guys like that? As you can see, I've used it a lot. I just spray this willy-nilly. It doesn't offend anyone, although it's very unique. Little bit gourmand, a little licorice in there even. But like vanilla and bourbon. Whiskey, bourbon. Something a little softer than whiskey. Check this out. Cartier has a lot of amazing fragrances. I feel like this might be good unisex. Depends. Might be a little sweet for a man, maybe. But yeah, I love this. This makes me feel super fancy too. I hope you guys liked that video. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. So I wanted to talk about fragrance today, and those are 5 of my under the radar, not talked about favorite fragrances, and I hope you like this. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like if you want, share if you feel in the mood, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye guys.